Alrighty, boys, welcome to another video. In this one, I want to talk about a concept, or just talk about something that I see quite a bit, and hopefully, when this video is done, you guys can start fixing the way you approach defense. Now, a lot of times when I see players try to be defensive in the game, it's almost like they're trying to be artistic with it, which I completely understand. You want to be artistic with it. You want to do something mesmerizing with your defense. You want to make your opponent miss multiple times. But it's very important to go back to the point of defense, right? Like, what is the whole entire point of defense? Well, the point of defense is to not get hit so that you can then return fire against your opponent. If all you're doing is just not getting hit, just playing defense, the only other reason why you might be doing that is because you want your opponent to overthrow and gas them out. Now, in this fight, I am using Max Holloway. My opponent is using Conor McGregor, and I'm gonna use this guy to show the sort of player that just plays defense to play defense. A player that's not paying attention to what his opponent is doing, because if he was paying attention to what I was doing, he would understand, or he would know really early that all the defensive movements he's making is not yielding the result that he's trying to get. Now, of course, if you're facing someone like a Max Holloway player that's throwing a lot of boxing combinations at you, yes, it will definitely be valuable for you to move your head, for you to slip and slide, sidestep, get out the way, make him miss. And the point of making him miss is so that he can start gassing out a little bit, and then you can find opportunities to counter. But if you're facing a player that's not throwing a lot of combinations at you, a player that's mostly throwing single shots at you, you need to recognize that as soon as possible and immediately slow down how much you're being defensive, because there's no need to be that defensive. All you do when you're being ridiculously defensive and moving your head and slipping and bobbing and weaving over and over again against a guy that's not throwing a lot of combos, all you're doing is you're turning yourself into a punching bag. You're turning yourself into target practice, and he's just gonna pick at you and just find openings. And while he's doing that, guess what you're not doing? You're not being offensive. So in this fight right here, as you see, this Conor McGregor, he's lunging all over the place, and I notice it. And anytime I see someone doing this, like just constantly moving their head, lunging, I let him. You'll notice I'm not throwing a lot of combos at him, and I'm just gonna let him, because I know all of this, he's gassing his own self out, and he's gaining nothing from it. He's not making me whiff too much, so I'm not gonna suffer any stamina issues. I can also see that he is moving his head while holding block, so I'm not worried about him even countering me. If he does slip a shot, I'm not too worried about counters, because again, he's slipping while moving his head, and he's not giving me any serious offense to worry about either. And so now it just becomes a game of me using my jab to find him. As you can see, I'm just, look at it. He's moving his head for no reason. He's just bobbing. And now right here, I have him trapped. I'm going to tee off on him and let him go. Let him go. Let him go. The moment I see him moving his head again, I'm going to jab him. And the whole entire point of the jab is, like, in real life, the jab works as a rangefinder. It works as a lead to attack to prevent the opponent from seeing what's coming. But it also works as a frustration tool. Like, if you watch boxing and kickboxing, it's a tool designed to frustrate the opponent. You jab them repeatedly over and over again. It interrupts them. It forces them to reset. It makes them overthink whatever it is they're trying to do. It makes them second guess themselves, because every time they try to move, they get hit with a jab. You need to try to implement your jab the same way in the game, especially when you run into someone that's being defensive for no reason. It's like this player that I was fighting right here. Like right here, I move forward. Look at him. He's moving his head, and I'm barely even throwing at him. He's just proactively moving his head because he thinks a shot is coming. But he should already know at this point that I'm not throwing combos, because he had the first round to read me. He had the whole entire first round to know, okay, this dude is not really teeing off on my head over and over again, so I'm not making him whiff. You can see my stamina is perfectly fine. You can see yours is going down. Slow down the constant bobbing and weaving. Start moving forward and start looking to put your attacks together. Now what I'm going to start doing right here is I'm going to start looking to land body kicks. Because I know if I can land a body kick while he's moving his torso, it is going to do a lot of damage. So, right there, I land a body kick. I tag him with the jab to the block. I back up because I know he's going to start bobbing and weaving. Right there, and I blast the body kick. Body kick. Look at that. Now he's hurt. At this point, man, if he hadn't seen that I am not throwing a bunch of Boston combos at him, if he hadn't seen it up until this point, he should have seen, okay, now he's throwing freaking body kicks at me while I'm trying to bob and weave. I need to stop doing that. But he doesn't. He keeps doing it. Like, I'm not even hiding the fact that I'm trying to hit him to the body while he's bobbing and weaving. I'm not hiding it whatsoever. I'm just jabbing to the block, stepping back into kicking range, and hitting him to the body with a roundhouse. And yet, he doesn't make any adjustments whatsoever. So don't do that, man. I understand you fall in love with making players, making your opponent whiff. But ask yourself, what's the results? Because I rock him right there. Are you gaining the result that you want? You know what I mean? Are you gassing him out? Are you making him flustered? Are you landing brutal combos? Are you landing counters? If you're not doing any of these things, then your head movement it's useless, is what I'm trying to say. It has no meaning. Right there, he tries to go for a 1-2 head kick while he's almost gassed. Of course, it does nothing. And at this point, his stamina has gotten to a point of no return, especially against Max Holloway. Like, it's gotten to a point where he's just not going to be able to really mount any sort of offense. And his body is so damaged, and I'm just blasting away at it over and over again. Rock him again. As I sit him down right there, we're going to get on top. And I believe we finished the fight right here. I don't even think he tried to block at the end right there. He just wanted the fight to be over. So, just as you play, I know a lot of you guys have improved your game a lot. I mean, I can see it. Almost everyone I run into right now is decent at the game. Like, I'm rarely running into anyone who I'm like, okay, this dude is a legit bum. Like, you guys have all leveled up for sure. But level up some more. And just think about what you're doing. Think about the defense that you're implementing. Be defensive like Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? Be defensive like Conor. Conor doesn't just bob and weave over and over and over again. He moves his head with purpose. He moves his head when there's a shot coming in, and he takes advantage of it and he counters. You know what I mean? It's a purposeful head movement. Try to do that. Don't just bob and weave and bob and weave and bob and weave. You're going to get yourself into trouble. You really will. So, hope you guys learned something from this. I'm going to try to do more videos like this where I just break down something small in the game, and hopefully you guys can add it to your game. We have some fighter showcases coming up. I've got Joanna Jędrzejczyk fighter showcase coming up. I don't really use the female weight classes too much, but watch out for that. And of course, the ESFL fight breakdowns, we're still going to do those. In the meantime, though, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Really appreciate all the support. And I will see you guys later with a brand new one. As always, stay safe. Peace out. Have a good one, boys.